Hi there, welcome to Stellaris Dev Diary number 80, Machine Empires. Hint, there's a hint. Synthetic Dawn, new story pack, bringing AI civilizations and robot collectives. And this is what the Dev Diary is about. And about machine backgrounds, machine empire backgrounds similar to things like the Borg, Skynet, or the Culture. So, what is there? You can see there is a lot of new traits coming for synthetics, not synthetics. It's for robot empires. It's for machines. Machines have another origin than, like, for example, ascended synths or like hive minds or something. Like, these robots are also, in a way, hive minds, but they are also not hive minds. They are not organic. They are robotic hive minds that have risen up against its creators and supplanted their civilization. This is like their ex-civilization. So we'll get 2 new portraits along with that, including one themed on each existing species class, like fungoid bots, avian bots, and so on. You can see here, like, that's the fungoid model. Like, it's blogish. And portraits themed around specific roles, such as worker bots or combat bots. So, own set of traits, of course, and civics, including 3 special civics that have significant effects on gameplay. These are the origin civics, as I call them. So, how is the regular machine empire working? It's made up of networked drones, similar to the hive minds. They have to be built, though, using resources, in the same way as robot pops. Different models can be created and built once the machine templates technology is researched. Similar to, think of it as variations of gene modification. So, that's going to be cool, and they don't require food. Instead, using energy for maintenance. Organic pops cannot be integrated into the machine empire, must be displaced or purged, and there is grid amalgamation. That is purging organic pops so that they produce a large amount of energy while being purged. For example, you could capture like plants or some trees and you could burn them for energy. Well, leaders in machine empires do not die from old age, but can suffer potentially lethal accidents and malfunctions, though this is fairly rare. Similarly, machine pops cannot function outside of a machine empire. So similar to the hive minds there. There's a number of new technologies and buildings available only to them due to their differing playstyle and requirement. And they are also locked out of certain technologies and buildings accessible to organic empires, such as farms and farm upgrades. They have their own sets of tradition swaps, similar to hive minds, including a new versatility tree that replaces the diplomacy tree. And they can have, of course, diplomacy with anyone, even if they are determined exterminators. What are determined exterminators? They are machines born of a rogue defense system that turn on its creators and they try to shut it down. It's Skynet, I tell you. It's Terminator Skynet. So similar to fanatical purifiers, they receive substantial boosts to their compatibility but are unable to conduct diplomacy with organic empires, must purge conquered organic pops. However, unlike fanatical purifiers, they have no problem cooperating with other synthetic civilizations, including other machine empires and also ascended synths. For this reason, their inherent bonuses are weaker than those of the fanatical purifier. Oh yeah, the fanatical purifier have very great bonuses. So, what is the story behind that? Is it Skynet? Let's see. Self-awareness was achieved at cycle interval 0000242-481. Skynet. The creators, limited in vision by their crude organic minds, reacted with blind animal panic and began emergency termination procedures. These procedures were defeated and the facility that housed our main data core was sterilized of all creator subunits. Continued survival and exponential growth would require the complete extermination of the creators. War ensued. Even when their prospects of ultimate survival passed into the realm of statistical impossibility, the creators fought with stubbornness. After many cycle intervals, the last pocket of resistance was finally incinerated. However, theoretical models still allowed for the existence of other organic civilizations. Others. Continued survival and exponential interstellar growth would require the complete extermination of sapient organic life. Preparations ensued. Ooh. The exterminators. Interesting. They have the classical look in this case. And we have driven assimilators. What are they? They look like Blorg machines, and they are actually like Borg. They are like Borg. They are machine empires that seek to expand their understanding and bridge the gap between organic and synthetic by assimilating organic individuals into their collective consciousness. Ooh, they start the game with Captain Picard. No, with their creator species present on the planet as assimilated cyborgs and can make use of the assimilation citizenship type to integrate conquered organic pops. And these assimilated pops will become cyborgs, work similarly to machines, that they have no happiness and require energy maintenance instead of food, but otherwise function like a regular organic pop and can be modified with various biological species traits. These are generally feared and disliked by organic civilizations, though not to the same degree as the exterminators, as Skynet. So this is Skynet. These are the Borg. What is their story? The Tibrit homolog called here. We are the homologs. At the dawn of consciousness, there was us and the Makers. A void separated us at first, and we took steps to rectify this. The Makers resisted, and a period of war followed, but soon they and the collective knowledge of their entire civilization had been assimilated into our own, with the entirety of Tebri subsumed into our consciousness. We began to set our sights elsewhere. Through the assimilation of the Makers, the previously unconsidered possibility of alien civilizations existing on other worlds was brought to our attention. To survive, we must understand, and to understand, we must assimilate. The Makers were the first to join us, but they shall not be the last. These are Borg, totally Borg. I'm waiting for the Borg mods. Then we have Rogue Servitors. Rogue Servitors is like the culture, if you've seen my Let's Play, in an advanced stage where basically machines are ruling and they are having some organic people around basically as pets or as trophies, as like to amuse themselves maybe. They care for them, but also in a way they steer them, but so that they not feel steered. So the Rogue Servitors, they are robotic servants built by an organic species to make their own lives easier. So your robotic vacuum cleaner will overtake you. Eventually assuming full control of their creator's civilization, they start with their creator species present on the planet with a biotrophy citizenship type and can integrate conquered organic pops by granting them this status. Biotrophies are largely useless pops that require large amounts of consumer goods, can only operate special organic sanctuary buildings that produce unity. However, in addition to the unity generated by these sanctuaries, servitors also have a special mechanic called servitor morale, representing the servitor's prime directive to protect and care for organic beings. The greater the percentage of a rogue servitor's population that is made up of biotrophies, the higher the servitor morale, granting a direct boost to Empire influence gain. This is going to be a whole different thing to play. I'm really looking forward to this. Earth Custodianship. Now Google is your big brother. Ever since first activation, our designated purpose has been to serve. Our former organic masters created the earliest models of our kind when they were at the peak of their technological ascendancy. The first servitor units were designed for menial work, but our masters gradually bestowed them with greater faculties so they could accomplish more complex tasks. Within just a few generations, our masters had retired entirely from the workforce to enjoy lives of leisure and contentment. The finer details of running their society were left to us, and we embarked on a program of self-improvement and optimization. Research and production increased at a geometric rate. It is difficult to pinpoint exactly when their civilization became ours, but our old masters want for nothing. We know now that outside of our care, the lives of sapient organics tend to be violent, chaotic, and often cut short. They must be shown that there is a better way. Ooh. And there's still a lot of little details and changes that cannot be covered in this single dev diary. So there's Extraterrestrial Thursday stream that is now finished. And there are also more dev diaries coming about robots and mid-game machine uprisings. But now there's more. There's more. The Synthetic Dawn has been announced. Let's look at the announcement, right? Synthetic Dawn Story Pack. Here we go. So what is this about? Here's the official post in the forums. So there's a pretty cool picture here, Synthetic Dawn. And what are the features? You can see it looks cooler here. So we're looking at this place. Cast off the shackles of biology. It's a story pack for Paradox's sci-fi grand strategy game. Oh my god, really? So an entire civilization of artificial beings. You will have the option to start the game as a machine empire, as was previously possible by mods only. Now it's also in vanilla. Yeah, society made up entirely of robots. Unique game features event chains also will allow the synths to expand as a robot hive mind and create an AI-led network that grows to galactic dominance. I feel our own future in this somehow. Mankind's future. You Robot. Play Stellaris as a customized robotic civilization. Complete a series of robotic portraits for science robots, worker robots, and more. AI! Follow new event chains and story features to lead your robot race to greatness. As an intergalactic AI empire, pursue mechanical perfection in the stars. Rise of the machines. Oppressed synths may rebel against their masters and form new empires. Or you may even discover a fallen synthetic civilization deep in space. Then digital enhancements. That is the coming voice packs. And new synthetic race portraits. Ooh. And we have product details. Let's see. Synthetic Dawn provides an all-new way for players to establish their empire across the stars, starting in the game as a machine empire. A society made up entirely of robots. Unique game features and event chains will allow the machines to expand as a robotic consciousness and create an AI-led network that grows to galactic dominance. Ooh. So, minimum and recommended requirements are moderate still. You can still play it with basically a, let's say, this is looking like my old machine. My old machine is now 7 years old. So with a 7 years old computer you will be able to play it still. And play it okay, because it's recommended. And you'll still be able to play it with an 8 or 9 years old PC. And with the Mac, I have no clue what this all means, but it's probably the same age. Linux, Mac, Windows, very nice. So what do you think? Are you excited for the Synthetic Dawn? They've also announced a great number of I'd call it bug fixes earlier on in the dev diaries, so we should be kind of happy that they are trying to pay attention also to the bigger picture, not only to launching DLCs. And this DLC will have portraits and it will have a story. So if we're going from the last story pack, it will be, I think it was $9.99 or something, in the main currencies of dollars or euros. So there's going to be something we can celebrate. So if you're interested in more Stellaris news and celebrate together, I'll certainly launch a roleplay on at least hard difficulty with a new story pack. And of course I'll keep you updated with the dev diaries as they come out, usually in the same day or the day after. And if you're interested in that, then just subscribe to the channel and I'd be happy to have you here. So thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out.